We're very pleased to have the youngest among us. I think the hair is false, because for the amount of work that I've seen Ben do over the last few years in gathering so many meetings and running so many meetings for the IUCN World Commission on Environmental Law, really a tireless effort in bringing people together to work through environmental law issues and really make progress forward in a lot of these things. So it's a great pleasure to have him here to say a few words to us. Go ahead, Ben.
Well, thank you very much, Nick. It's a great pleasure to be here and to be recognized as a young person. But you know, having taught environmental law for well over 30 years, my students keep me young. So although I might be 2 or 3 times your age, some of you, forgive me, but my heart is young and hopefully my brain is still younger. In any case, on behalf of the World Commission on Environmental Law and all of the sponsors in this particular meeting, I would like to applaud the way that you have run this seminar. I would like to applaud the way in which you have put the event together over the past few months, and in particular for Nick and Michelle, or Michelle and Nick, to have worked together tirelessly to ensure that an event like this happens. It is the first time that we have done something like this. Indeed, it is the first Environmental Law Congress of this kind, and this is something we have to appreciate. I'm also glad, though, that you have been able to include some of the older generation of lawyers this morning to get a flavour of what the thinking now is. I think it's very important because, as you realise, we need assistance as older lawyers to ensure that the future generations are well reflected in the deliberations of legislators and of judges in particular, but also of academics. Academics continue to need to be renewed in terms of their commitment as well as their knowledge. And part of that knowledge comes from people who have younger minds and have new ideas, and this is very important. So it's up to you to forge the new paradigms. It is up to you to push the envelope, to push aside business as usual, and to bring new light to old problems. So this is why I'm so pleased also that both of your leaders here today, Michelle and Nick, have been very closely involved in the drafting of the World Declaration on Environmental Rule of Law. And I have some copies here which I would like to give out so that you can actually start looking at it and so on. This declaration has just been completed in draft form, and I would commend it to you as a draft that still needs some work, and we would like the input particularly from younger people in this particular draft. We intend with this draft to launch it on Friday afternoon in more or less completed form as a statement to the world from this Environmental Law Congress. And what we would like to ensure is that the deliberations that you have had this morning are also reflected in the declaration, and this has been one of the intentions. So any principles or any points that have arisen from this morning's deliberations, which should go into the draft, I encourage you to talk with us about that in order to ensure that all of those points are captured. So, many thanks to all of you for being so committed, so involved, so enthusiastic about this and pointing the older generation into new and better directions. I look forward, and we look forward, to reading the results of this particular event and working and interacting further with you over the next few years. Your involvement, your commitment, your enthusiasm means that the Environmental Rule of Law and the World Commission on Environmental Law's work is in very good hands, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And by that, I close the event.
All right, thank you, Ben. That is our official closing of the meeting. Thank you all for being here. I know there is another event that is already starting over at the Supreme Court of the State of Rio. For those who are interested, I myself will probably be taking a break for lunch before doing that. But there's plenty more to come, and the opening of the Congress will be this evening at 5 o'clock over at the Supreme Court as well. So we'll look forward to seeing you all for the next few days. Thank you. Obrigado.
Gracias.